Definitely, it completely blew my mind. Like I actually didn't know what to expect with the Heart Center, with those 4 sessions. It absolutely, like, it cracked me open, like, which was something that I hadn't experienced before. So I think what I love the most is that it just, every session was different, and we actually really got into the crux of what was it that I was really looking for. It broke open a lot of my own barriers, and I really felt that you held a really safe, really beautiful space for me just to go and explore into deeply, like, what it is that I was kind of, I probably didn't even realize what my potential was. But after just that first session, seeing something so clearly was really beautiful. And then you pulled it right back to having a look at, okay, let's start with little steps. How do we get there? I was incredibly excited about tools that you brought in. Even in that first session was fantastic, because I was able to start applying those tools with my everyday. That whole journey of going through the what ifs and working all the way down to a point of complete peace and clarity was I found that really beautiful, because it just, like, it dropped all the ego and all the other conversation and that mind natter and all the blocks and limitations that we have. It just all kind of dissipated to come down to that really clear moment. Beautiful. I feel there was an abundance of information that you were able, and tools that you brought in that I could apply to my everyday. It was empowering to see what my potential is, and you were able to show that in a very clear way and very well guided. You hold a beautiful space, so I feel incredibly safe, and you weren't adverse to me having moments where I'd release and have a good cry. But with that, I was able to bring up some of the true feelings of what I was wanting to get across. I guess one of my biggest fears with doing the workshop, doing this course, was that investment in putting that money up front. And the first thing you said to me was that we would invest in other people quite quickly, but we're not as quick to invest in ourselves. So I really took that on board, and I was challenged. There was a lot of fear around putting that forward, and also potentially fear of that investment in the self, because it's not something I'd ever done before. One of the things that I've learned is that with doing the program is that you're helping me, for example, to bring in more clients and to bring in more work. So it's going to pay itself out. I felt so invigorated and so alive when I came out from after each of our meetings. You also showed quite a lot how to acknowledge yourself for those things that you have done. I know for me, I tend to look at what I haven't done, and you really brought that to my attention, to just be aware of those small little steps, putting those little ducks in line, planting those little seeds. So many of those have actually come through, and I'm starting to see the benefits of a lot of the work that we've been doing. Be prepared to see a massive change. Like, it really opens you up to anything is possible, and you're very guiding and that accountability, like you've always were available for me. This kind of work is, you get out of it what you put into it. And I noticed on one of the months when I really hadn't put anything into it and where I was sitting in myself, and it's easy to fall into the negative in that moment, but you really pulled me out of that quite nicely, and I'm really grateful for that, because that's what you want. You want to feel supported when you're A, being very vulnerable, and B, doing something you've never done before. So I would definitely give it a go, and just be prepared that it's something you're going to walk in, and if you're open to learning something new and you want to see some results, then I'd definitely take the class, take the